Okay. Okay, in Server Explorer, we have added the Access database. The name of Access database student.accdb. Now in student.accdb, there are three tables. And we are using this second table, student table, where RNO is the first column, S name is the second column. Okay, this is visible to all now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we'll see how we can display the content of this table onto the text box. Okay, we are displaying roll number in first text box and student name in second text box. Okay, so first it is access database. Okay, that's why import first file. File we have to import for access database system dot data dot ole. Okay, okay, and we require three objects. Name, connection object. Okay, that connection object should be the type of OLED connection. Then we require the CMD object to be the object of command. And now we are discussing about the data reader. So data reader, which should be the type of OLED data reader. So these are the three objects required for the connectivity. Okay. Now define the connection string variable. So Cn is equal to new and which class? OLED connection. Okay. In bracket you have to pass the connection string. Okay. And how to copy that connection string? Go to Server Explorer, right click on the database, go to properties, and towards the right side it is showing the property window. There is one connection string attribute. Okay, copy the value of that attribute and paste here. Okay, so student.ac. Now we have established a connection with student.acc. Microsoft. Then next, open your database. Okay, cn.open. Okay. Then next step is define which command you want to execute. So you can define it with the help of CMD object. Okay, CMD is equal to new OLEDB command. Okay, which takes parameter, the name of query that you want to define. So I want to fetch, I want to read the content. So select star from the name of table. Table name is student. Okay, and second is the name of connection object, that is CN. Once you have defined the query, next step is execute that query. And you can execute with the help of cmd dot execute reader. In this method, you can execute that command and store the result into the data reader object. So here is the data reader object which will hold the result of the select star from student command. Okay. Now assign the result. Okay, now what is inside the dr object? Roll number value and the student name value. Okay, so assign it into the text box. Okay, so how you can assign text box one dot text is equal to the object name in bracket. Okay, you can use index value also, or you can use the name of the column also. Okay, so the name of column is and employee number. RNS. Okay, then text box dot text is equal to dr. Then name is but you have to enclose these two statements inside the if. Okay, because data reader always create the pointer which points to the first row of the table. Okay, so that's why you have to read that row using the read method. Okay, and then you can jump and you can assign each column to a particular text box. And next, close your connection. Now remember one thing, I forgot these last steps. On till now, whatever we have discussed the database programs, I have forgot these steps. Okay, always close your connections. Cn dot connection. Okay. Why there is need to close the connection? Because when you establish the connection, this connection occupies some memory or from your device. Okay, and to release that memory, we need to close the connection. Okay, to free that memory, we need to close the. So every time when you finish with the database, last statement is cn dot close connection close. Okay. Okay. Now let's see. We'll see execution whether it is working. Yes, it is showing. Okay, it is showing that the roll number 2 and the student name is ABC. If this output is visible to all,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, so like this we can also connect with the access using the data reader. Okay, so again I am explaining. First import the OLEDB class file. Okay, then create the object, required object. We require only 3 objects for connection establishment, for specifying the query and data reader, for executing the query, and assigning the content or displaying the content onto the controls. Okay, and on form load, first define the connection string, then open the connection. Using these two steps we are establishing connection with the database. Then specify or define the query, which query you want to execute. Okay, using the cmd object, execute that query using the execute reader method. Okay, and store the result of their query, this query into the object, dr object, which is the data reader object, and assign the content, each column to the text box, each to each text box. Okay, for that you have to enclose it. First you have to check whether you can check it with the help of dr.read method. This method, it will create the pointer which points to the first row, and it helps us to move in a forward direction. First it will assign the first row to the each text box, then it will move to the next record, then it will assign second row. Okay, so till the end of this. Okay, and at the end you have to close the connection. Clear? For access database. And yesterday what I told, the difference between data adapter and data reader. Data reader, it is read only and forward only data access. Okay, that means we cannot update the information. We can use only select statement when we are using the data reader. We cannot update, we cannot delete, we cannot insert. Okay, and it only moves in forward direction from first row to second, second to third, third to fourth. We cannot move in backward direction using the data reader option. Okay. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so take a snapshot of this.
Done, ma'am.
Done, na? Okay. Now next we'll see more about the data tables. Okay. How to create the data table? How to create the table using the data table class. Okay, how to create table using the data table class. Okay, now till now how what already we have created the data created the tables using the SQL Server database and student database. Now directly through coding, how we can create the table and how we can display that tables onto the control. Okay, using data table class. Okay, so here take the same. There is no need to import. Instead of here, I'm taking the data grid. Okay. Now, now we'll see how we can display the table on this data grid view using the data table class. Okay, that means through coding we are creating the table and we are displaying it onto the data grid. Okay, so for that, first step is create the object of data table. Okay, so dim dt is the name of object and this is the object of data table. So dt is the name of data table. Okay, now uh, here I'm adding it inside the form load event. Okay, now remember, if you want to create the table, you have to specify the table name. Okay, so here I'm specifying the table name as student. Okay, now see what we are discussing. We are discussing how we can create the table using the data table class. Okay, so this is the class. Okay, and this is the object. Okay, so we are creating the new table using this class. So that's why you have to specify the name for that table. You can specify any name within a double quote. Okay, that is the first thing. dt is the data table object and student is the name of a new table that we want to create. Okay, okay. Then next, create one object. Okay, the object name is row. Okay, and it is a type of data row. Data row class. Now you know that table is what? Collection of rows and columns, right? Rows and columns. So create one object. The object name is row. Using this object, we can add the content in a particular cell. Okay, we can add the content in particular cell. Okay, so that's why create this object. Okay, once you have created the object, next thing is you have to define the column heading. Okay, for table the first row always a column heading, that means roll number, employee name, mobile number, address, age. These are what? These are the column headings. Okay, so student is name of our table. Now we need to define the heading for each column. So how we can define? We can define it with the help of table name. The table name is what? Stud. Okay, now stud is the name dot columns. Okay, columns is the uh, subclass. Okay, and add is one of the methods. Okay, why it is not showing inside? lecture. Okay. So using add method, you can add the label to each column. Suppose student ID. Student ID is the first column name. Okay. Now, next thing is you have to define the data type for this. Okay. Now, when we are designing it with Access and SQL Server, they are they are providing the different data types. We have to just select the particular data type. Now, here we are creating the table using through the coding. Okay. The table name is student. Okay. Now we have to add the column label. So the first column label is student ID. Now, second thing is we have to define the data type for that column. Okay, so how we can define? Using a class. Christine dot type dot get type. Okay, Christine dot type dot get type. Okay, in bracket you have to specify which data type. Okay, now the data type for integer you can specify system dot system dot integer 32. Okay? Integer 32 is the data type. The data type of SID field is the integer. Okay. Now, same add second column. System dot columns dot add. Okay. Second is the name. Name is the column name. So system dot type dot get type. Okay. This field. Now it is storing the character value. So data type is string. System dot type dot get type. Get type. Okay. Now it is showing the error. Why it is showing the error message? The name. Okay, we'll take another ST as the name. Let's see. It is showing error message. Sorry. Here, I have made one mistake. The table name. Now this name and this name. Here, date. Okay. Mm. Okay, use this object name. Do not use the table name. Okay. So here we'll keep the first we'll keep the same name DT. Okay, to avoid the confusion. DT is the name of table. Or ऐसे करते हैं. Now, okay, now stud is the data table object and stud is the name of table. Okay, so using, now this is the object, this object we are using to add the columns. Okay, now we have to check. Now add these columns. Okay, how we can add? We have to display it onto the data grid. Okay, so use the data source property is equal to the name of the object. Okay, now execute. We have to check. Yes, now it is adding first column as SID and second column as name. Is it visible? Output is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so now again, I've created the student object. Okay, student is the name of object and it is object of data table. Okay, and which table I want to create? Student, stud. Okay, then using object. Now this stud is what? This is the object of data table. Using object dot columns dot add. What I am inserting the label for each column. Okay, so this is the label for first column. Okay, and this is the data type of the first column. Okay, in 32 is the data type, that means the data type of SID is integer. So how to set that data type? Using system class, system dot type dot get type, and inside double quote you have to specify the name of data type. Same thing for the second column, that is uh, uh, name, student name. You have to specify data type, so it is a character type data type, so I have specified the system dot string data type. Okay, and to display these columns onto the data grid view 1, we have to use the property data source is equal to name of object, this object. Okay, because through this object we are adding the labels to each columns. Okay, so like this we can add the columns. Now next, how to insert the rows. Okay, we have to insert the rows. Okay, so for that, okay, now you can insert the rows. Same here, how we inserted the columns. Okay, so take the name of object name is student. Okay, student dot rows. Okay, student dot rows and use add method. Okay, now how many columns are there? Two columns, so specify the first column value, that is SID, and then specify the second column value, that is student name. Okay, so like this it will add the one row. Now let's check. Yes, it is adding the first row inside the data grid. Now add the another row. Okay, dot. Okay, second name is. Okay, now it has added second row also onto the data grid. Like this you can add n number of rows onto the data grid view with the help of rows dot add method. Okay, here output is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what
Yes,
this is
ma'am.
the data grid view 1. On this data grid view, we have first we have added the columns, column headings, SID and name. Then we have inserted the one row at a time. Okay, to add the columns, we have used the object name dot columns dot add method. To add rows values, we have used object dot rows dot add method. Okay, so like this we can add table or we can display table onto the data grid view through the coding with the help of data table class. Okay, so for that, first we have created the object which is the object of data table class. Using this object we want to create the student table. Okay, and first we have added columns. Okay, the label for the columns and the data type for the columns using columns dot add. Then we have added rows. I think we have not used this. Okay, Okay, so currently this doesn't require. Okay, I will remove that part. Okay, it is not required because predefined columns and rows classes are there. Using that, we can directly add the rows and columns. Okay, so that object is not required. Okay, and then that rows and columns we are displaying out into the data preview one with the help of data source property. Clear?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, any doubt?
What is that 32 in system.int 32?
Yes, in VB.NET, this integer data type, actually, it is a system is what? It is a main class, okay, or you can say it is a namespace. And inside this namespace, these are the subclasses. In string class is there, in 32 class is there, float class is there, double class is there. Okay, so for where integer data type is stored inside this class, the definition of integer data type. Okay, so that class this is the int32 is the name of the class. Okay, so
Okay,
what
ma'am.
we want to assign which data type to SID? Integer data type, and that integer data type where it is defined inside this class. Okay, so what we are saying, system dot type dot get type. Get type means whatever the class defined inside the int32, get that class and allocate it to the SID, or the SID should be of a type which is defined inside the int32. Inside int32, integer data type is defined. Okay, so this is the name of the subclass, because in VB.NET everything is a class. Okay, whatever the data types, all are the classes. When we are saying dim a as integer, so that integer is a data type which is defined under this class in 30. When we are saying dim a as double, that double is a data type which is defined under the double class. Okay, so everything is a class. If you want to use that, then here you have to import that class. Okay, so here using get type method, we are saying that whatever the integer class defined inside this, okay, allocate or assign it to the SID column. Okay,
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
clear this one? So take a snapshot.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, take take the snapshot.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Now for same program, now here we have to suppose we, if we want to add the 10 rows, then we have to write this statement for 10 times. Okay, rows dot add to add one row at a time. Using this method we can add one row at a time. Suppose if we want to add 10 rows, we have to write 10 times this statement. But suppose in example, we have to generate the roll number, auto generate the roll number. Okay, it should start with 1 to n. Okay, then in that case you can also write the code for that. Okay, here we know that roll number is in sequence, it is 1 2 3 4 form. Okay, so why we need to add generate that, we need to write the 10 statements. Okay, instead of just writing the loop, you can add the 10 rows for the student ID. Okay, so how it is, I will show you. Okay, for that we need required one object, that is the row object, and it is should be of a type of data row. Okay, okay, and take for loop. Okay, for I is equal to, now we know that roll number always start with the 1, and suppose if we want to add total first 10 numbers, so we are taking 1 to 10. Okay, so here we have taken the for loop. Okay. The next thing is whatever the object you have defined. So which object we have defined? Row. Okay. Initialize it. How you can initialize? You can initialize with the object. Okay. Row. Okay. Sorry. Student object. Student dot new row. Okay. Now using this, what you are doing, you are initializing the each row value. That means first time you are initializing it with 1, the next time you are initializing it 2, then next time 3, next time 4 up to 10. Okay, and set this value or display that value on that particular row. And how we can display that value? The row in bracket the name of the field. The name of the field is SID is equal to the value of I. Okay, the value of I. Okay, what I have done using stu.new row, I am defining the new row for the row object. Okay, and using this, okay, row in bracket the name of column. In which column you want to add 1 to 10 numbers in SID column. So row in double quote the name of column is equal to how we are adding using this value. Initial value of I is 1, the last value is 10. Okay, so 1 to 10 value we are assigning to the student name. Okay, now let's check. First, I will change the size of this. Okay, now execute. Um, one and one method we have to add stud dot rows, because without add method we cannot add the rows inside the table. Yes. Now here, why we are defining row? Because using row object we are specifying the 1 to 10 value. So instead of specifying that value, using add method, what we are doing? Roll number 1 comma name, 2 comma name. Okay, like this. So here we are just defining the object name, that is the row. Now see here, it is the roll number 1 to 10 is inserted with the help of for. Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So like this you can add. Okay. For name you can also add. Okay. How you can add? Suppose okay, now here we have to keep the fixed value. Okay, for name we have to keep the fixed value. Otherwise, uh, or we can okay. First we'll check for the fixed value. Suppose we keep the name as ABC. Okay, and now see here what it has added the SID in sequence 1 to 10 and name as ABC1, ABC2, ABC3, ABC4, ABC5, 6, 7. Okay, so like this, if now see when this for loop will useful if your information is same. Okay, now roll number 1 to 10 we it is generated correctly, but name, if name is same then you can use this for loop, but it is not possible now because name is always ABC. Okay, so for in this case this for loop is not very good. Okay, so for that, what we have to do, we have to add rows dot, we have to use rows dot add method to add each and every value with the help of that statement, single statement. Means if you want to add 10 different records, you have to use 10 times row dot add method. Okay, yeah. Okay, now let's see, we'll do one task here. We are using the input box. Okay, now see, it will ask for 10 times. Okay, so name is ABC, XYZ. Okay, now see, using input box, we can also take the input from the user, which roll number and which name you want to access. So roll number is by default we are generating in sequence. Okay, only name value we are accepting from the user. So you can also store the different names inside each row. Okay, clear what I have done? Yes or no? झोपले नाहीत ना सगळे?
No, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, so look at again what I have done. I have created the object of data type, data table. Okay, then I have created one object. It is type of data row. Okay, to using this object, we are deciding which row we want to insert. Okay, and first we have inserted two columns. We have defined the label for and data type. Okay, and using for loop, we are inserting 1 to 10 sequence numbers inside the student ID. Okay, so how we can define row is equal to stu dot new row. Okay, new row means first row current, when you load this program, the first row is the new row. In that new row we are storing the sid value as I, and the name value which we are taking from the user. Okay, when this row is get filled, it will again ask for the second row. At that time second row is the new row. Okay, new row it will work as a next. ओके, फर्स्ट रो होने के बाद सेकेंड रो के बाद थर्ड रो के बाद फोर्थ रो. ओके, सो यूजिंग न्यू रो वी आर डिफाइनिंग द नेक्स्ट रो. Okay, in that next row we are inserting the student id value and the name value. Okay, so here we are using this, we are deciding which student id and which name you want to insert, and using add method we are actually inserting it onto that particular row. Okay, into that particular row, and once we have decided, we are displaying that content onto the data grid view one with the help of data source. Okay, everything we are doing with the help of student data table object. So that content of data, that data object we are assigning to or displaying it onto the grid view one with the help of data source. Okay, so like this we can create the table using data table object, and we can add rows and columns using a data table object. Okay, clear? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, take a snapshot of this. Okay, so in next lecture we will discuss how to insert information, how to delete and how to update. Okay, that part is remaining. They will discuss how to connect and how to select. Okay, if you are not getting, again I will revise. If you are asking, you revise that part. All the thing. Okay, in next lecture, how it is now audible?
No, ma'am.
No.
Yes, ma'am.